Hello students, now we will see projectile motion in an inclined plane. Now this is a advanced level concept and often this is tested. We will try to derive an expression and we will see two approaches to solve the question. So there is an inclined plane which is making angle beta with the horizontal. BC is the horizontal. OB, this is O, this is C. OC is the horizontal, OB is the inclined plane, and angle BOC is beta. So from O, an object has been thrown at a velocity u. Now this object is making total angle alpha with OC. And as usual, we want to find the range, the time of flight. Time of flight means when you throw it from here, it will land somewhere in B. So the total time of flight is the T. And here x-axis we are taking along the plane and y-axis we are taking perpendicular to the plane. So here we need to see that when you throw the object will have certain weight. There is the acceleration due to gravity, like in a normal case when you have thrown it like this, so you applied G, it is acting vertically downward. So in this case also G will be acting vertically downward only. But we need to resolve this acceleration due to gravity. If this angle is beta, this angle also will be equal to beta. We can see how it is. If this is beta, this is 90, this is 90 minus beta, this total angle is 90. If this is 90 minus beta, this will be beta. Now, if this is beta, see it like this, G, this is beta, this will be G cos beta, G sin beta. Okay. So G sin beta is along the plane, G cos beta is perpendicular to the plane. So in the first method we will see that, if you want to find the horizontal component of ux, if this is u, ux will be in this direction, uy will be in this direction. So this total angle is alpha, this small angle is beta. So this angle will be alpha minus beta. So this will be u cos alpha minus beta, and u sin alpha minus beta will be the y direction component. Okay. And if you follow this sign convention, x is positive in the upward direction, your ax will be, because G sin beta is acting downward, it will be a minus. Similarly, ay also will be a minus because you are considering upward to be positive. You can see here that when you have thrown this object has fallen here. So in the y direction there is no displacement, in the x direction there is displacement. So you can write Sy is equal to 0 and S is equal to ut plus half at square. You need to put, when you are writing in the y direction, suffix y. So uy, put this value, u sin alpha minus beta into t. What is this t? This is the total time of flight, plus half into ay. Ay is negative minus g cos beta into t square. Because this is equal to 0, you get two values for t. One is 0 and another value 2u sin alpha minus beta divided by g cos beta. So this is the expression for time of flight. You can see here, if you put beta is equal to 0, this will become our previous case where there is no inclined slope. It is just horizontal. If you put beta is equal to 0, what are you going to get? You will get 2 sin alpha by cos beta. Cos 0 will be 1. It is 2u sin alpha by g. just refer that earlier derivation what we have done. There the formula we have taken is 2u sin theta by g. So from this case we can deduce our older case. Now here in the first approach, what we will try to do is, we will try to find out, you see he has thrown the object like this, it will hit somewhere on B, alright. So you imagine this case as it has been thrown making angle alpha with respect to OC, and here we will find the horizontal range. And once you know OC, in this triangle you see you have OBC. If you know OC, you know this angle, OB can be found out. Alright, it is like this. So here if you know this, if this angle is known, so this can be found out using cos beta. Okay, so what is the range? How to calculate the range means you are calculating here OC. OC will be UH multiplied by T, because if had this been a horizontal pure horizontal plane problem, in the horizontal direction there is no acceleration. Alright, here when you were deriving there was no horizontal acceleration, so that term will not be there, only UH into T will be there. So UH here will be U cos alpha. Why U cos alpha? If this is total angle is alpha, this will be U cos alpha. U cos alpha into total time of flight. Total time of flight will be this only. Why? Because if it is hitting the object over here, there it has stopped. You are just taking a projection. So time will remain same only. We are just trying to find this, and from here we are trying to find this. Okay? So just substitute the value of t in this expression. Now return to this triangle. If you see this triangle, it will be cos beta is equal to adjacent by hypotenuse, right? So adjacent is OC. See this triangle, cos beta, the small angle, adjacent by hypotenuse, OC by OB, OC by OB. But we want OB, so OB will be OC divided by cos beta. Okay, we want OB, which will be OC divided by cos beta. OC you have just worked out. This is the value. So this divided by cos beta. That means you will get 2u square cos alpha sine of alpha minus beta. Already g cos beta is there. You are multiplying with 1 by cos beta. This becomes g cos square beta. Now here to solve this, this is the expression for your range. If you want to further simplify this equation, we need to do some trigonometric. We need to know some trigonometric formula. Here you see it is in the format of 2 cos A sin B. It is in that format. Okay. So for this, it is 2 sin A cos B you call it, or 2 cos A sin B you call it. So for this, we have to bring it in this format. So 2 sin A cos B. It is like that. So for this there is a formula, sin A minus sin B is equal to 2 sin of A minus B by 2 into cos of A plus B by 2. These are called half angles. Okay. This can be easily derived also. I am doing the derivation also for you. Let us say some angle x plus y is equal to A and x minus y is equal to B. So when you add these two, you get 2x is equal to A plus B, or x is equal to A plus B by 2. Similarly, when you take the subtraction, you get 2y is equal to A minus B, or y is equal to A minus B by 2. Now, you have sin A minus sin B here, right? So sin A means in the place of A you need to put x plus y, and in the place of B you need to put x minus y. So this again is a sin of A plus B type formula. So it will be sin A cos B minus plus, because it is plus, cos A sin B. So this is how much. See, this will, see, sin of x plus y will be sin x cos y plus cos x sin y, and this will be sin x cos y, because minus is there, minus will come here, cos x sin y. If you cancel out the similar terms, you finally get 2 cos x sin y. Okay, but what is x? X you have worked out. It is A plus B by 2, and y is A minus B by 2. You can check this formula with this, we have derived it. So in our case, we have to apply this formula. Okay, So how to apply this formula? We will say that, let us say it has to come in this format. Okay, so alpha has to be a plus b by 2. That is what I have taken. And alpha minus b, beta, because the sign of alpha minus beta is equal, we are just comparing these two equations. Okay, so alpha minus beta will be a minus b by 2. So from here you get a plus b is equal to 2 alpha, this equation, and here cross multiply, 2 into alpha minus beta is equal to a minus b. So you have a plus b, you have a minus b. If you add these two, b term will cancel. 2a is equal to, it will be 2 alpha plus 2 alpha minus 2 beta. So 2a is equal to, you take 2 common, it will be 2 alpha minus beta. 2 into 2 alpha minus beta. 2 cancel. A is equal to 2 alpha minus beta. Once you get the value of a, you can find the value of b. Put it in either of the equation, you get the value of b is equal to beta. So finally we have reduced this in this format. Okay, so you know a value is 2 alpha minus beta. We can write this term in terms of sin a minus sin b. So it will reduce to r is equal to, so this term is anyway common, 2u square by g cos square beta. So we are just replacing this term is equal to some sin a minus sin b. That sin a is sin of 2 alpha minus beta minus, what is b? It is beta. So it is minus sin beta. So this is the expression for r. So this is little bit more simplified than this expression. Okay, why? We will see that now. Suppose you want to find the maximum range. You know that the maximum range means the sine value, maximum value has to be 1. Okay, it cannot be more than 1. So 1 minus something it is. So 1 minus, see this term is anyway constant, it will be 1 minus something. This value can be 0.4, 0.2, whatever it is. But when this value is maximum, if you keep this maximum and this minimum, you get the maximum range. But for the time being, we will say this value will be 1. So for the maximum r possible, sine of 2 alpha minus beta is equal to 1 it should be. If this is underutilized, let us say it is 0.5, then you will not get the maximum r value. So if sine of 2 alpha minus beta is equal to 1, 1 is equal to sine pi by 2. So from here you can get the value of alpha. Alpha is equal to pi by 4 plus beta by 2. So at this angle you will get the maximum range. Okay, so our expression becomes now r max is equal to, this term we have taken as 1. So 1 minus sine beta into u square g cos square beta. What is beta? Beta is the angle of plane. So if you keep on changing beta value, this r value will keep changing. Okay, so this is the value of maximum range. If you put beta is equal to 0, you will go back to the original case which we have done yesterday. Okay, horizontal case. If you put beta is equal to 0, what you are going to get? Cos beta will become 1, sin beta will become 0. So you will get u square by g. If you remember, we have done that equation. It was u square sin 2 theta by g, right? So sin maximum value will be 1. So there you are getting u square by g, which is matching. Okay, so this is more general case. So this is the approach to solve the equation. So what is the r general equation we have got? This equation we got, and this equation has come from this equation. You can either remember this or you can remember this format, and when some problem comes you can solve. I would say remember the procedure, because when advanced level question comes, you should know the procedure how to solve. Memorizing formula always doesn't help, and these are complicated formulas. Now let us see another approach. In this approach what we will do is, now we will assume that x and y, x is like this and y is like this. Our axis coordinate axis is like this, and we will directly calculate along the plane instead of first calculating this and then calculating this. That we will not do. Directly we will put our formula and we will calculate along the plane and perpendicular to the plane. That is our method 2. Let us see what happens. So in this situation, your ux horizontal component will be, the total angle was alpha. You see here, the total angle was alpha, this small angle was beta. So along the plane it will be alpha minus beta. So your horizontal component along x here will be u cos of alpha minus beta, and uy will be u sin of alpha minus beta. So as per the earlier argument, here also sy will be equal to 0. Alright. So sy is uy into t plus half into ay into t square. It is equal to 0. So what is uy? It is u sin of alpha minus beta into t plus half into ay. See, upward you are considering positive. What is a here? It is g cos beta. So minus g cos beta into t square. If you rearrange the terms and calculate the value of t is equal to 2u sin of alpha minus beta by g cos beta. You see this equation and this equation, we have got the same value, 2u sin of alpha minus beta by g cos beta. So we got same time of flight, right? Now we have to calculate the range. So finding range, what you will do is you write the Sx formula. Sx is equal to ux into t plus half ax into t square. Now the question is, here is ax is equal to 0. Ax is not equal to 0 in this case. Okay. Ux is u cos of alpha minus beta into time of flight, which you have already calculated. You need to put that value over here. Plus here ax will be g sin beta. It has been flung like this. So in this case, the horizontal acceleration is g sin beta. When it is with the horizontal, the regular case, the normal case, their horizontal acceleration is 0. Here horizontal acceleration is not 0 because it is in this direction, right? Alright. So you need to put the value over here. It is t square. So write that term. You see here, when you calculate this, in the denominator you will get g cos square beta. Okay, and here there is a g cos beta. So we need to make denominator same. So you need to multiply this term, numerator and denominator, with cos beta. So you have here 2u sin of alpha minus beta cos of alpha minus beta. Just write the term. Take this term common and write 2 of sin of alpha minus beta into cos of alpha minus beta. And here this 2 cancel, u square, g cancels 1. It is sin beta into sin square alpha minus beta. See, in this term there is a cos square term, there is a cos term here. So the first term you have to multiply numerator denominator by cos beta to make it same. So here one more cos beta term will add. Now you have to take the common terms. So what are the common terms here? The common terms here are 2u square g cos square beta divided by g cos square beta. Then open the bracket. You see here there is one sin alpha minus beta here, and there is a sin square alpha minus beta. You take sin of alpha minus beta common. Then you get this term, cos of alpha minus beta into cos beta minus sin of alpha minus beta into sin beta. Is it not cos A cos B minus sin A sin B? So what is it? Cos A cos B minus sin A sin B means cos of A plus B. What is A here? Alpha minus beta. And what is B here? Beta. So you need to add this, cos of A plus B. So here beta cancels and you are left with cos alpha. So finally you get 2u square by g cos square beta into sin of alpha minus beta into cos alpha. You compare this with this equation. You got the same 2u square cos alpha, 2u square cos alpha sin of alpha minus beta by, you got the same answer. So you can convert this using this sign operation, what we have done. Again you will get the same answer, and here from here onwards it is the same procedure. But what we are trying to do is, you can calculate along the plane or you can calculate like this and do the back calculation. Both yield the same answer. You can either remember the expression, or you can, I would advise, know the procedure. So while doing problem, it becomes more easy if you understand the procedure. However, doing derivation will help you become strong in concepts. Okay, thank you.